Hey everyone, it's Christina from American Root Flower Farm. If you're new to my channel, I am in Zone 9B in Oakdale, California. That's in the Central Valley. And more specifically, I am in the San Joaquin Valley. I started growing cut flowers 3 years ago and have been selling cut flowers for the last 2 years. We just leased 2.5 acres. That is about 15 minutes away from our house. And we plan to have that as a U-pick flower farm. So right now I am harvesting some sunflower seeds that I cut from the U-pick flower farm about 2 weeks ago. I have let them dry in my garage, face down, and they are completely dry now. I'm just breaking them apart and rubbing the seeds out. I also will rub 2 heads together and get the seeds out that way. It's easier on your hands. You want to make sure you're wearing gloves when you do this, because the bracket, the outer petals, which are not like really petals, the green, I believe they're called brackets, on the outside are very thick and hard and will poke into you. Once my plate gets full, I dump it into my larger bucket. And these were harvested from the farm. Now we just realized that we have a soil-borne pathogen. So what I will do with these sunflower seeds is determined by what pathogen is in the soil and whether or not I can plant them for next year, or feed them to my chickens, or use them to bake and us to eat. Somebody asked if these seeds, because they came from a plant that was exposed to a pathogen, to a soil-borne pathogen, if that makes them resistant. I have not looked into it too far. When you buy seeds, seeds have to come from a plant that is disease-free. Part of being a licensed seed dealer, supplier, that your seeds are coming from clean, undiseased, healthy plants. And that tells me that it is not advisable or recommended to use seeds from a plant that is exposed to soil-borne pathogen. But once we find out exactly what pathogen is in the soil, then I will be able to research if I can use these sunflower seeds for anything. Because I have about 1,000 out on the flower farm that are waiting to be harvested. I intended to use them next year, but given the recent news that we have a soil-borne pathogen, I highly doubt that I am able to use these seeds for next year. Now, I harvested some seeds about 2 weeks ago that I had dried again for about 2 weeks prior to harvesting them. I planted them out here in my backyard, watered them every day, and I kept a close eye on them and made sure they stayed moist until they germinated. And they did not germinate. So that has me questioning, why did they germinate? Is it because they're pro-cut and they're pollenless? I'm pretty sure that they were ready to be harvested. They had nearly completely dried on the plant. All the foliage was, there was no green foliage left on the plant. It had gone completely brown. And the pollen receptors had dried up and were falling off. And I hung that sunflower head upside down until it was completely dry. And I pulled out the seeds, only the seeds that were that looked viable. By that I mean they were thick, they were plump, they were round, they were completely full. They did not have any creases or wrinkles in them. So by looks and the fact that I harvested them when they should have been viable tells me that they weren't viable for some reason or another, and I'm not sure. So what I'm doing on these ones is the ones that I see, the seeds that I see, the seeds that I see that are protruding out, like these ones up here, I am putting those in my pocket, and I'm going to experiment with those and see if those ones will sprout. I'll plant them out on the farm. That way I don't knowingly infect my soil with this soil-borne pathogen. I'm aware of the fact that I will probably not be able to stop the soil-borne pathogen from coming to my soil, from getting into my soil in my backyard for many reasons. We have disposed of the foliage from the plants from the farm into the chicken coop, which shares soil with the rest of my backyard. So it would actually be a miracle if we don't get it here. However, I am doing the precautionary measures to avoid getting it into my backyard. So even though I'm doing this right now in the backyard, I am going to sweep all this up and put it in the garbage. I think it's pretty easy to tell which seeds are good in comparison to which seeds are bad. Good seeds will be nice and plump, completely full, healthy looking, like a roasted sunflower would look. Like the best sunflower, like when you pour some into your hand and eat. I know I do. I will look for the biggest one and eat that one first. I think I'm done harvesting sunflowers for today. This is how much I have harvested. It's at least a pound. And I've got this many left, which is probably a little less than half of what I started with. All right, thanks for watching. If you didn't see it yet, we did start to do YouTube memberships, and we are releasing videos on there that don't make it through the YouTube ratings. So if you'd like to see those unseen videos, then go ahead and go over there and support us by becoming a member, which is only $5 a month. You can cancel it anytime, so you can pay just $5 and see all the video library, which is about 4 or 5 videos, I think, right now. So thanks for watching, and remember, my friends, keep your hands dirty. If it's hot out, stay hydrated.